Good morning, everybody. I'm super excited to be filming today's video because it's been so long since I have filmed a skincare routine. And I find that so funny because my skin is actually the happiest it's been ever in the history of YouTube and my skin. The irony of this being that it is currently that time of the month for me, and I do have a few little friends that have popped up, but I figured that's actually a really good time to show you kind of how I combat that, how I deal with my skin when it's a little bit more congested, but still showing you the full roundup of my daily skincare routine. So I'm starting off in the morning. I'm going to show you everything that I do in the morning, skincare related, and then later today, I will show you my full nighttime skincare routine as well. So I'm just going to do a 2-in-1 here, show you everything that I do and all the products that I'm currently loving. Now, I do want to say just right off the hop that I know skincare is such a personal thing for everybody. So please do keep that in mind when I'm talking about products. These are products that I have found that I think work beautifully for my skin, which is very, very dry and sensitive. And the products that I love and use might not work for you. So just be sure to do your own research. I'm not a professional, I'm not a dermatologist. That being said, doing what I do here on YouTube, I have had the opportunity to meet with, discuss, have consults with multiple skincare professionals in the industry, and a lot of these products are recommendations from them, but I am not claiming to be a skincare professional myself. I'm just showing you what I'm using and what's working for me right now. So I'm gonna start with the morning. I actually didn't do my workout this morning. I am gonna be doing a little evening workout tonight, but normally when I wake up, the first thing I do is splash my face with cold water and I put some lotion on before I do my workout, and I do my full skincare routine like after I've worked out and showered. So this is really random, but in our bathroom that's downstairs is right next to the garage, which is where our little home gym setup is and whatnot. And I actually keep this Clinique ID moisturizer. I've had the green cartridge in here before, but this is the energizing serum cartridge for glow and all that good stuff, which is always very nice in the morning. So I actually keep this in the bathroom down there, and I keep a toothbrush and toothpaste, and I keep deodorant in the bathroom because sometimes I will just wake up and go straight downstairs, and it's something I've set up for my laziness, so I don't have to come back up if I don't have to. So I just keep those down there, and it does last such a long time, but she's almost all used up. So this is very loved by me, and I'll put that on kind of before my workout. I don't want to do like my full multi-step skincare routine when I know I'm just going to go sweat it off, but I definitely need moisture at all times. So this is the little baby that lives down there. So let's just pretend that already happened, and let's go ahead and do the full morning lineup. Okay, so coming to the sink first thing, I'm gonna put up my hair. So I'm going to start off by washing my face. I've been using this Zetto Skin Health Gentle Cleanser for all skin types. It's really nice. I've been enjoying it. I feel like nice and clean without being too like squeaky tight clean, but it's a little bit foamy for my liking when I put it on and I rub it into my skin. I literally always get bubbles like over my mouth, and every time without fail I end up eating some of it, and I really just don't like that experience. So I don't think I would use this one again once it's done, but it's been really nice and it feels good. So it does what it's supposed to. And because I'm very much extra congested, I've got some really big breakouts that are coming through. Thank you, period. We love that. I am gonna mix in a little bit of my Caudalie. Every time I go to read this, like I know what it's called, but every time I go, it's the French line first. And it can be, I have to do a double take every single time. The Caudalie Instant Detox Mask. And I'm gonna mix that in to just have an extra decongesting face cleanser. So I'm taking a little dollop of the cleanser. And then with that, I'm just gonna take a little bit of the clay mask as well. And just rub this mixture all over the skin and just really cleanse the skin and make it feel all nice and fresh. Especially on my nose. Oh my god. My blackheads are so bad right now. I'm like, get out of my pores. The bubbles are in my nose, but we're going to rinse it off. Okay, so now the face is cleansed and clean. It's still a little bit damp, and honestly, that mixture just feels so good on the face. I highly recommend mixing a clay mask into your cleanser. Thank you, Lev from Fresh, for that tip. Okay, next I'm going to go in with my Zetto Skin Health Complexion Renewal Pads. Now these pads and all of the products that I have from Zetto, I have Amanda from Raw Canvas Skin Bar to thank because she's the one who introduced me to these late last year, and all of the products I have used up and repurchased. They have been really, really nice, and this is a product that I never would have thought that I would have enjoyed because I've typically stayed away from like acids or toners or any kind of product like that, but I've actually really been enjoying these. The Zetto products in general are much more on the pricey end. They are like a clinical skincare brand, so I've been trying to like shop around and find some dupes, but in the meantime, I had just bought a fresh tub of these, so I've still been using them. And she had actually recommended cutting them in half and using half in the morning and half at night. So that's what I've done. I just like take a pile and cut them in half and take a little half here, and I just rub it all over my face. And I feel like it does a lovely job of some fresh exfoliating and just toning, and it just feels really good. And I struggle a lot with skin texture, so along my skincare journey I've really been trying to introduce products, like anything that will help with skin texture, because I do get those like little bumps on my skin, and I get it all over my cheeks specifically, and I feel like products like this have really helped tame that. Next, I'm going in with my vitamin C serum. This is my SkinCeuticals Floritin CF. I have used up multiple bottles of these. This is a really beautiful serum. It feels really good on the skin. You only need a few little drops, and I just pat that into my skin and put it all over. It leaves a really nice, like, tacky feeling on the skin, which I really enjoy. And because you only need such a small amount of this, the product ends up lasting for a really long time. So the next two products I've actually been using since I met with Amanda at Raw Canvas Skin Bar, and it's been a product that I have since repurchased, and I've also purchased a third backup. And the reason why I haven't talked about them is because I don't really, like, I'm not a skincare professional, so I don't know how to like describe what each of these do. But these are two products from Zeto Skin Health. This is the Daily Power Defense and the Bright Alive Skin Brightener, and I use this one first and this one second. But let me start with the Daily Power Defense because this is what I use first. I'm just gonna literally read what it promises. It says it has DNA repair enzymes, provides antioxidant protection, restores lipids and enhances skin barrier function, and stimulates collagen to diminish fine lines and wrinkles. So lots of great promises here. I think overall, like for me, it's just, it feels really good on my skin. Any of those like repairing claims and promises and whatnot, I feel like those things happen over time, but in the meantime, it does just feel so good on my skin, and I really enjoy it. And I feel like overall, like with this entire routine, my skin's just been feeling very glowy, really refreshed, and much more hydrated than it has been in the past. So after I go in with the Bright Alive Skin Brightener, and I'm just gonna read the claims for this one too. So this is a non-retinol skin brightener formulated to even skin tone, reduce dark spots, and restore hydration while calming and soothing irritated skin. So this is like a product that is made for me and my skin type. And to me, it smells like rotten fruit, but in a good way. It has the most bizarre smell, but it feels so good and thick and succulent on the skin. Out of all of them, this is like my favorite product, and it just makes my skin really feel so supple. I've been enjoying it. So I know that this is like a super pricey combo. It's multiple products, but they've been beautiful and I've really been loving them. And yeah, I'm super curious to know if any of you have tried those Zeto products as well. Now, when it comes to eye cream, I'm not consistent with it at all. I typically reach for an eye cream when I'm just feeling those extra super dry days, or when I get a little bit flaky and dry under my eyes. It's not something I reach for every day. I feel like dermatologists and skin professionals seem to be super divided when it comes to talking about eye cream. There's some dermatologists who are like, yes, use an eye cream, and there's some dermatologists who are like, no, you don't need it. It's just an additional product or an additional step, and your face cream will work just fine. So it's kind of half and half. I feel like you just have to decide what works best for you, but I do have this little Ulla Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream that I will put on just on those days when I feel like I need a little bit of extra brightening under my eyes, which is definitely today. We've got some dark under eyes that are very present, that's for sure, and I just pat a little bit under there. So I do use it occasionally, but it's not something that I'm like consistently reaching for. So then I'll go in with my face cream, and I've blabbed on and on about this, but you guys, I've recently discovered the Skin Fix Barrier Plus Triple Lipid Peptide Cream, and this has been such a fabulous discovery for me. It feels so good. It does such an amazing job on the skin. I think their packaging is brilliant. I love that you can pump the dose that you need. It's super hydrating. If you have dry skin, this is like absolutely a product to try. I know it is a little bit more expensive, but it's much cheaper than some of the creams that I have used in the past. And it also has the refillable packaging. So I think that's really nice. And it just feels so good. You can also buy a travel size of this, which is amazing for those of us who travel a lot. And it's been so good. I use this day and night. So this has been such an amazing favorite. That's a recent discovery. So for the next steps, it kind of just depends how I'm feeling, but I will go in with a face oil if I am feeling a little bit extra dry. I'm feeling pretty happy today. We've got our little glazed donut glow going on. I do use face oil for sure every night at night. But during the day, it just depends on how I'm feeling. So I'm gonna skip on the oil today, but I am gonna go in with my sunscreen. There's so many sunscreens that I use and love and that I keep in my rotation. I kind of just rotate it out depending on what I'm doing, what makeup I'm wearing, what look I'm going for, but there's definitely a lot of sunscreens that I have loved. I have these two sunscreens that are on my counter right now. I've got the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide sunscreen and the Tatcha Silk sunscreen. I'm gonna use this one today because I am doing my makeup, and this is like, I know that it is on the pricier end, but it's like out of all the sunscreens I've tried, this is the juiciest one. There's no other way to describe how it makes my skin feel. When you pour it out, it kind of looks like it's tinted. I don't notice any tint on my actual skin though, but this, it's like such a beautiful primer for makeup. I feel like I don't even need to go in with any additional primer when I use this, but it's literally so juicy and glowy on the skin. It feels so good, and you can put this on your face, your neck, you can put it on your hands. It literally makes the skin look like a juicy dream, and it's so good, and I love the packaging of it. So this is the little sunscreen that I've been keeping in my little rotation. She's beautiful. And then I finish off with a lip balm. This is my by Terry Balm de Rose lip balm. I have used up so many tubs of this in my life. I think this was a special Christmas edition. I can't remember. It's just really good. Honestly, it's my go-to for during the day. There's a lot of lip balms that I have. Like every purse, every like shelf and crevice around my house has a different lip balm laying on it, but I keep two at my bathroom counter. This is the one I use during the day. And then once the lip balm is applied, that is everything for my morning skincare. So that's my current little morning skincare routine. I've been super happy with it. My skin has been so happy with it. I know that a few of the products are on the pricier end, but this is just the lineup that has been working so well for me, and I've been really happy, and my skin has just been so happy for it. And because my skin is so sensitive, usually once I get into like a consistent routine that it's happy with, I'm a little bit scared to stray away from it and try other things, because if my skin is happy, I don't want to muck it up. So this has been my go-to. It's been, I think, just over 6 months that I've been doing this exact routine. Obviously, like I had recently switched up the face cream, but as far as the serums, vitamin C, the steps that I've been using, it's been really consistent for me, and I've really been enjoying it. So that is my morning skincare, you guys. I'm gonna go throughout my day, put some makeup on, do some filming, all that good stuff, and I will check back in with you tonight to show you my current nighttime skincare routine. See you in a bit. All right, good evening. Time for the nighttime skincare lineup. The little breakout is coming to a head on my cheek, unfortunately, and we need to clear that up real quick. So I'm gonna do some multi-masking tonight. But first, I'm going to get my hair all up out of the way. Stunning. So first things first, I'm gonna remove my makeup. My favorite all-time makeup removing cleansing oil is the one from Caudalie, and this is the Vino Clean. I take a few pumps, let's say 4 pumps of this, and I'm going to spread that all over my face. Oh, I do like my entire face first with this and really blend it all in. I'm gonna destroy this white robe right now. Oh my goodness. And then once it's all over my skin, then I will go over my eyes, and I just kind of sit here and massage the mascara off. I do this so lightly, like I'm hardly applying any pressure at all. I'm literally just like rubbing back and forth and trying to get as much of the mascara nice and loose as I can. I've used a lot of cleansing oils and cleansing balms in the past, and this is one of the only ones that when I'm doing this and like really getting in there and trying to get the mascara off, doesn't sting. There's so many balms and oils that have made my eyes burn, and this one doesn't, so that's why it's one of my favorites. Now that we've tried to melt as much of the makeup as we can, I'm gonna wet a face halo. This is my favorite little sponge. They're pretty gross looking, don't mind me, but I'm gonna wet this and then try to remove as much of the makeup as we can. Then I'm gonna take the same cleanser from the morning and just go ahead and wash my face. So usually throughout the week, I'm not doing a mask every single night, but if I wanted to do some exfoliation, I would use one of my many exfoliating products that I have. If I've been traveling and I haven't exfoliated for a while, I might go in with my Zetto exfoliating polish. This one's like a really tough, really intense polish, and it also has tea tree oil, which is a really strong scent. It just like throws me back to childhood lice shampoo. But as you can see, this is gonna be my last use, and I have in fact repurchased it because Dan and I both love this exfoliating polish. It's really good. For more frequent use, I use my IS Clinical Triactive Exfoliating Mask. This is such a beautiful option, and I just have like open zits, so I don't really want to scrub at them with polish, which is why I'm not going to do the exfoliating right now. So instead, I'm going to hit my face with 2 masks. I'm going to start off with the Caudalie Instant Detox Mask, the one that we briefly washed our face with this morning, and I'm just going to let this sit on like pretty briefly. I'm just going to put it on for 5 to 10 minutes, especially over my congested areas, just to try and draw out all of the goop. I don't feel like I need to put this one on my entire face. I pretty much just focus it on the center of my face where I typically get these breakouts and where my pores are really full. So all over my nose, on the cheek here, where those breakouts are, and then just around the center of the face. So I will literally just leave that on for a couple of minutes until it dries, and then I'll rinse it off. I just realized that I didn't do the Wordle this morning. This is the perfect thing to do right now. I'm gonna start with beans. The mask has dried, my friends. Look at the pores. Look at the pores. This is what I love about this mask. It's immediate satisfaction. I'm gonna rinse it off. I gave my little face halo a rinse. I'm just gonna do a little wiping off action with it. And then onto our next mask. This is the Biologique Recherche Masque Vivant. This is a rebalancing face mask. And whenever I'm breaking out and feeling congested and sad, I just love to put this mask on. And it really does make my skin just feel better overall. It literally looks like poop chocolate, and it smells like poop chocolate. It feels like molasses. Look at that. Oh my goodness. And I find that this one doesn't really dry down. It kind of stays goopy, so you have to be very careful with what you're wearing while you're putting this mask on, and then it can be a little bit time consuming to remove, but it's worth it. So I'm just putting that all over my face, and I'm gonna let this one sit for a good little while. I've tried putting this mask on while getting in the bath once. Not a good idea. Chocolate manure was dripping into my eyeballs. I would not recommend. All right, she's on. We're gonna bask and let the mask do its magic.
It is time.
Continuing on with the Zeto complexion renewal pads from the morning. Just gonna rub that across the face. Now for the next step, I will either do one of 2 things. The first one being the SkinCeuticals Resveratrol BE. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things to put on my skin at night. And I will do that or retinol. I don't do retinol every night, but I don't actually have my Resveratrol BE right now. I need to pick it up. It was sold out online. And I need to buy it because my skin feels a little bit lost without it. But for my retinol that I'm gonna use tonight, I'm using the Inkey List retinol. It's like a bright yellow goop. I don't really, like, it says to apply a pea-sized amount, but like peas can be different sizes, you know? So I just try to use a very, very minimal amount, and I rub that all over my face. I'm sure someone can tell me that I'm doing this wrong, and that's so fair because I don't actually know what is right. Like, what size of a pea is your size of a pea? Now, like I said in the morning lineup, I don't use eye cream very consistently, but I do have one that I would use in the nighttime if I am putting on night cream. And this is the Caudalie Resveratrol Lift Firming Eye Gel Cream. Love this one. It's one of my favorite eye creams that they have. And I just dab that on. At night, I definitely go a little bit more heavy-handed. And just pat that around. One of the tips that I learned from a Caudalie facialist was taking some of your eye cream and putting it on the sides of your mouth, as well as by your earlobes, because apparently those 2 spots age faster. There's a fun little tip. And then I go back in with the Skin Fix Barrier Cream. Put this all over my face. And then I go on top of all of this to do a little locking in and extra moisture barrier with some squalane oil. If you know, you know. I currently have 2 on hand thanks to a little math blunder that I was trying to do, where I did a wrong calculation and I thought that the Biossance one was in fact cheaper than the ordinary one. Either way, I do love that this one has a pump. But whichever squalane oil you prefer or whichever face oil you prefer, you can take some of that. I just kind of like slap it between my hands and I press it onto my skin. Any excess of products that I have, I just always rub it into my hands. It always ends up feeling really nice. And then for lips, I've been using the Lawless Forget the Filler Overnight Lip Plumping Mask. And this is the one that I have for the evening. And it feels really nice. Smells like bubblegummy, yummy candy goodness. Oh my God, I almost completely forgot to put on my spot treatment. Oh my gosh, this is the Kate Somerville Eradicate I love to use this on spots. How dare I forget this, but I'm gonna take a little Q-tip and I'm just gonna place that onto my breakouts. And listen, it's not performing miracles here. It's not gonna make the zits like completely disappear by the morning, but if they were coming to a head, I feel like it really helps to draw out the gunk. And then if I do it early on enough in the breakout, it'll just help it to not come out any further, you know? And with the spot treatment applied, that is the end of my nighttime skincare routine. Now I do have a few fancy couple of like fun tools and things, but it's definitely not a necessary part of my skincare routine. Sometimes I'll use the new face if I feel like doing a little massage, or I have the Dr. Dennis Gross LED mask. There's a few things that I like to play with, but I don't consider it like a core part of my routine, and it's not something that I, again, consistently like keep up with on a daily or nightly basis. So this is pretty much the basics. Obviously we added in a couple of fun extra masks because I am having this breakout, but that's it. That's the current lineup of both my day and nighttime skincare routine. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed hanging out with me today and seeing all of these skincare products that I'm currently putting on my face. I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. Please let me know any products that you are loving or any products that you think I should be trying. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for being here and for watching. I'm gonna go to sleep, and I hope you all have a beautiful day or night wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you all very soon for a new video. Bye!